Hey Valerie, all right, here's what's going on. Changing the dimensions a little bit, the length of the arm to get everything that I think that you're going to want and need. Had to work with this arc here, so you may wonder what this arc is. At the length that we're shooting for here, I'm actually shooting for a little bit shorter length than what you had in the thing. I'm shooting for, I'll explain. Dad, blasted tape measures. Gonna be the death of me. All right, so I was shooting for 50 inches on this. You know, we've got to have the other piece that comes out and attaches it. I've got it fabricated somewhere in here. But to get the arch to work out right with your height and everything, you're gonna need about 16 inches of travel. That should give you plenty of travel to do your belt squats, to use your linebacker attachments. So I've got the different angle here that you're gonna have, and this is based on mounting this at the downward position where you're at the bottom of your rep will be parallel. There's some things you can get into with stress curves and how it affects the body and stuff. But generally speaking, it's a good place to start out. If you go past parallel to this nature, you start adding more weight at the lower part of your load. What that means is whenever you're all the way down in the pocket, like you're going butt to ground on your belt squat, at the lowest part of it is where it's heaviest. Usually that's kind of not what you want. You want it to be heavier whenever it comes up. So you can affect how the belt squat loads the weight on your body by where that you put it on the rack. That's true as well whenever you're using your linebacker, but on the linebacker you want to try to make sure that you've got a good natural arch of the bar. And I know I'm probably overcomplicating this, but I'd rather overcomplicate it and try to make it simple to use, but feel good whenever you're actually using it. And in order for it to feel good for you using it, I need to kind of make sure that this curve that the bar is going to travel is going to fit you well. And this should be A1 to your height and the motions that you're going to need. This was the first belt squat. This is the first. This was going to be your linebacker, but whenever we change the dimensions and stuff, I'm going to have to shorten these bars a little bit I'm going to have to make the overall thing a little bit shorter to work well in the space that you've got and make sure that it keeps a good curve here. So, what else do we have here? So, I'm doing permanently attached load sleeves. So your load sleeves, instead of going up and down, will be permanently attached. That's because with the length that we're going to have on this, you're not going to have a whole lot of travel. So that will be this will be a bolt together thing, and I'll send you bolts, and I'll send you the tools to bolt things together as well. So you won't have to worry about having any tools that you don't have, because you'll get them. Got to weld this up, reinforce this, and get this all snug and fit. Reason I was asking about the load capacity is, the height of the load towers and things. I know that you're probably going to be pulling this off somewhat, and I don't want to build it where it's an inconvenience for you to remove this attachment. So if you're doing something else, I don't want it to be one of those things where I'd like to work out, but that's a pain in the butt to move. So I'm going to send you some pull pins with a quick disconnect, so you'll be able to disconnect this thing, relatively quickly. Other than that, this is where we're at. I've got next week, don't kill me, but my son's on spring break, and we've got some father-son, things planned. So, next week, I got some stuff. Not going to work on this as much next week as I would like to, but hopefully we'll have it pretty much done before then. Anyway, you've got any questions, please ask. Here are the brackets. Yeah, I just kind of raked all this stuff over here while we were working on setting this up for you. Yeah, just dropped that right there in the floor, she is. So these are going to be your mounting brackets here. Your pins will go through and attach them. So anyway, Valerie, super appreciate your patience. You've been wonderful. Looking forward to getting this for you. This is going to be a totally one-of-a-kind thing. Nobody else in the whole world is going to have one like the one that you have. Hope you enjoy.